Good morning, I'm Barbara and I think you are new here. I need my coffee this morning before starting work.
Good morning. Yes, I am new. My name is Allison, and I just started in the accounting department. In which department do you work?
I am the senior export documentation specialist in the export documentation department.
That is interesting. What do you do in your department?
Oh my, where do I begin? I am the trainer for the whole team. And, as a group, we provide support to export sales. We create the documents for shipment to different countries. For example, these are products that are shipped to China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, India, and other countries. We just had a shipment to Benin on the Ivory Coast.
Wow, that is indeed very interesting. What do you need to know when you ship our products to other countries?
Well, we have to know about the import and export regulations of the different countries. Our customers help us and we have a form for instructions that they fill out. It helps us to know what they need for the product to clear their country's customs.
What else do you need?
We are called the documentation department for a good reason. We have so many different documents, you wouldn't believe. You are in accounting, so you know that we have to issue an invoice. Of course, the customer also needs a packing list so they know what they are receiving.
Your work appears to be quite multifaceted and it must be really demanding, but it does sound interesting.
Yes, it is. Then, we have the certificate of origin. This document confirms that our products have been wholly produced and or manufactured in Canada. Sometimes, we have to work with the Chamber of Commerce to get our certificate of origin issued, and other times we can issue it ourselves. Allison, I apologize. No time for coffee now. I have to get back to my desk. We can continue our chat later, if you like. What are you doing for lunch?
Oh, I thought I'd go and pick up something to eat, but if you like, we can to the Italian restaurant around the corner.
That would be great. Let's meet at noon. It was nice getting to know you. Have a great morning.
Now I am really looking forward to lunch. Thank you, Barbara, for the chat. You too, have a great morning.
Thank you, I certainly will. It's going to be a busy one, and you are very welcome. I know it's difficult when you are new in a company.
Barbara, thank you for meeting me for lunch. This is really nice.
Yes, it is, for sure. I enjoy getting to know new colleagues. So, where were we? I think we spoke about the certificate of origin this morning.
Yes, you explained that the certificate of origin informs the customer where the product is produced. Hey, I was just wondering if the cook has a certificate of origin for this strange-looking piece of meat.
That's very funny. So let's get back to our conversation. In our work, we also need to know about the payment and delivery terms.
Oh, why is this important?
The delivery term is important because it is necessary to know who is responsible for the product at a certain time in the transportation. The product has to be insured against loss or damage.
Oh, I would have never thought of that.
Yes, more often than not, we are paying for the ocean freight and the insurance. Sometimes the customers pay for the insurance.
Why do we pay for the insurance sometimes and why is the customers paying at other times?
It really depends on the contract that the salesperson has made with the customer.
That sounds complicated.
Yes, it can be. I think it depends on the customer and his country's requirements. The delivery terms are also known as the INCO terms, which is the abbreviation of International Commercial Terms. These are a series of predefined commercial terms published by the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, that are widely used in international commercial transactions.
You know, Barbara, I had no idea that export is so complex. But it really sounds fascinating.
You know, Allison, I have been doing this job for 22 years, and I am still captivated by it.
I am starting to understand why, Barbara. It's really amazing.
You know, Allison, the INCO terms are accepted by governments, legal authorities, and practitioners worldwide, to see that people from different cultures, worldwide, got together and came up with these rules to establish a successful economy. Has always amazed me.
Can you tell me, what other documents you need for export?
Sure, Allison, but you can imagine, to name all the documents for the different countries, would take all day, So, let's reiterate. We talked about the invoice, the packing list and the certificate of origin.
Yes, these were the documents you mentioned.
But I forgot to mention the most important document, the ocean bill of lading. This document is required for the transportation of goods overseas. An ocean bill of lading serves as both the carrier's receipt of goods from the shipper or seller, and as a collection document for the customer. This document specifies the details of the goods being transported and it gives title to the goods. Actually, the ocean bill of lading is the most important document in export. We have to be careful who has it at a certain time.
Why do you have to be careful?
Whoever has the bill of lading has access to the merchandise and we have to be careful that it doesn't get into the wrong hands. We don't want to hand over the ownership of the product until we have the payment from the customer.
Well, that's understandable.
To get the bill of lading issued, we have to work with the shipping lines.
Wow. Barbara, you mentioned that delivery and payment terms are important in the export business. Until now we talked about the documents and the delivery terms. Can you please tell me more about the payment terms?
Sure. The payment terms are vital in international business. The seller and the buyer, from different countries, need to know when the payment for the products will take effect. There are many different payment terms and it really depends on the relationship between both parties, and also the political situation in the countries. Taking all the factors in consideration, the securest payment terms is the letter of credit.
The letter of what?
A letter of credit is a payment that is secured by the banks involved. Some countries cannot just transfer the money out of their country due to political reasons. When we work with the letter of credit, the documents have to be 100% accurate. No typos or mistakes allowed. It would take too long to explain the why and hows of this term and we really need to eat our lunch and get back to work. It's already cold.
You are right, Barbara, we are already late. You know I am fascinated. If it's okay with you, I would love to job shadow you at some point because export has captured my attention.
Allison, you can visit at any time and sit with any of our team members.
2 small questions. Are there any schools for export documentation and where did you go to school?
I know that there are some schools in Vancouver, but I got my degree for foreign management assistant in Germany.
Barbara, this has been a very educating lunch hour. Thank you again for taking the time.
You are very welcome, Allison.